Over the course of the centuries, many great philosophers, scholars, and scientists ventured out of their homeland in order to seek education and information. When you think of famous people who studied abroad, Magellan or Ibn Battuta may come to mind. But it's actually another man who takes the title of the pioneer of studying abroad. Emo of Friesland was the first ever study abroader. Never heard of him? Yeah, me neither. Well, he paved the way for international exchange in Europe for the next 800 years. In our current day and age, studying abroad is actually pretty common. Students from all around the globe travel to other countries to improve their education. Some of them may do so through exchange programs, which allow students of schools or universities to study abroad at one of their institutions, partner institutions. So, what do you get out of studying abroad? Surely it's not a mere waste of time, right? Well, for starters, you notice a huge boost in your For starters, you notice a huge boost in your confidence. When studying abroad, you'll be put into difficult situations and you'll be forced out of your comfort zone, which will get you used to adapting to various situations. Improving communication. Traveling to other countries and meeting all different kinds of people takes your communication skills to a whole new level. Learning a foreign language. Learning a foreign language helps you rise in your academic career, because people who can speak 2 languages are high in number. So you need to do whatever you can to keep up with the rest of the world. Impress employers. Some might think that traveling and going abroad hampers your career, when in fact it's quite the opposite. When done correctly, when done in a way that advances your skills and helps you learn new things, international experience is actually incredibly desirable in the globalized job market. In fact, 90% of students who studied abroad found employment after 6 months after graduation, while just 49% of the general graduating population found jobs. Some of you might think, what does this guy know about studying abroad? He's just a high school student. Well, actually, in the summer of 2018, I went for a 1-month Japanese language course in Japan. See, when I tell people that, they give me this confused look. Then their eyes start to light up. Then they proceed to ask me to say stuff in Japanese. I just like to take this opportunity to cuss them out in Japanese. I've never seen anyone so happy after being insulted. You know, Japan was a great experience. Even despite all of the dumb stuff I did. Okay, so imagine this. It's my first day at the language school. And I'm all ready to learn. Turns out there's a placement test on 46 letters that I was supposed to study for, which I didn't. So I sat down for 5 minutes and watched everyone around me solve. Then I handed in my paper. The instructor looked at me and said, "It's blank." I just looked back at him and I said, "I know." Needless to say, I had to sit down for a couple of hours by myself to study those letters before I was let in any of the classes. And when I first arrived at the airport, I had to go to the airport hotel because it was extremely late. The airport had 3 terminals, 1 international and 2 domestic. The hotel was located at one of the 2 domestic terminals. So I got on a bus and asked the driver, who didn't speak any English. I had to show him the name of the hotel, to which he went, "Oh, hi," and raised 1 finger. So I just assumed that I should get off on the first terminal. So I get off in the first terminal and find out that the driver didn't know what he was talking about and had to walk for 30 minutes in the middle of the night to go to the other terminal. Despite all the hardships and the obstacles I faced aside, I met many great and wonderful people. In those 30 days, I made over 20 friends from 14 different nationalities, all of whom made this experience 10 times better. I even stayed with the host family, which consists of a lovely 65-year-old couple. They lived They love to hear about my culture and would help me with anything I had. So, studying abroad is a privilege not everyone can have. But if you ever had the chance to do it, سحبت على الهواء بعد أنا. المهم. If you ever had the chance to do it, should you? The answer is and will always be yes. Thank you.